What's up, Razmanites? You got the Razman here for Geeky.com and YouTube. And I just want to make a quick episode on the Jesse Sorensen and Randy Orton injuries. Today, on the Razman's Reality. Okay, so just a quick heads out for those of you that will regularly listen to the radio show, or if you're a wrestling fan, you make sure you tune in before every WWE pay-per-view, because you know that we do that episode before every WWE pay-per-view. Keep in mind that some of this will be repeating what I said on that show, but obviously more fleshed out because I'm joined by a panel. This time it was Rotisserie Jamie, as always, and also WWE TNA for Life, so you will hear more thoughts on it, but this was the most relevant thing in wrestling to talk about this week, and I hadn't done my weekly wrestling video yet. So, as far as Jesse Sorensen goes, I watched the spot with Zima Ion hundreds of times because, well, not hundreds of times, that's an exaggeration, but several times, because I did see TNA Against All Odds pay-per-view. I don't do TNA pay-per-view reviews because they simply don't get a lot of views. If all of you want me to do TNA pay-per-view reviews, leave it in the comment section. Wherever you're watching this episode, be it Geeky.com or YouTube, just leave it in the comment section. Let me know if you want me to do TNA pay-per-view reviews. I'll do them, because I'm going to do ROH pay-per-view reviews just to try to get them more exposure. So if you want me to do the TNA pay-per-views, I'll do them. I just didn't think that those episodes got a lot of views, like I said, so I haven't been doing them. But I did see the spot with Jesse Sorensen and Zima Ion, and to me it's really hard to pinpoint blame. Everyone wants to pinpoint the blame on Zima Ion because it's easy to do, but it was a spot where Zima Ion was coming down on Jesse Sorensen, and to me it looked like it was planned for Zima Ion's knees to go down on to Jesse Sorensen. However, I don't think they were supposed to land on the top of Jesse Sorensen's head, obviously. I think that just like any time you see any kind of double knee shot in wrestling, it's clearly supposed to go onto the guy's face, because the two guys involved, the guy delivering the move and the guy taking the move, know how to take knees to their face. So I think that's what was meant to happen, and either Zima Ion and or Jesse Sorensen, or both, which is why I said and or, were a second off. And a second off on a move like that in wrestling is just really, really dangerous. So that's all you can really say about it. I don't think it was intentional on either man's part. I know it wasn't intentional on Ion's part, because Ion tweeted on Twitter immediately after, "Please keep Jesse Sorensen in your prayers." So I really think people need to back off Zima Ion. They're just blaming Zima Ion because they need someone to blame. But the good news is that Jesse Sorensen is expected to make a full recovery. He is moving his arms and legs. Doctors say a year to recover. Kurt Angle recently visited Jesse Sorensen, and he says that it'll be quicker, but we all know that's the one black mark on Kurt Angle's career, which is why he went to TNA in the first place, and is obviously very happy there because he still stayed there. But the reason he went to TNA in the first place is because he couldn't handle the WWE schedule, because he kept trying to push himself through injuries and wouldn't take the necessary time off that you need for neck injuries. So I personally hope that Sorensen doesn't listen to Angle, because I think that Angle is kind of a bad person to listen to when it comes to working through injuries. Don't get me wrong, I'm not slamming Kurt Angle for working through his injuries. I admire guys that love their craft so much that they're willing to do that. But I think that Angle is not taking the severity of the injury as well as he should. So, please, Jesse Sorensen, listen to your doctors. It's better to have a year away from the ring than try to come back too soon and lose 10 years in the ring and have your career end permanently because you tried to come back too soon. So, all the best to Jesse Sorensen. Randy Orton suffered a concussion in his match with Big Show on Monday Night Raw. For storyline purposes, WWE is saying it happened when Daniel Bryan hit Randy Orton over the head with the World Heavyweight Championship belt. I do know who is replacing Randy Orton, but I won't get into it now. We did mention it on the radio show because it was important breaking news, and it affected what we had previously said about Elimination Chamber, and I didn't want us to sound stupid, but I won't tell you who is replacing Randy Orton in case you don't want spoilers. But Randy Orton is out of Elimination Chamber with the concussion, and my thoughts on this, very short and sweet and to the point, is I feel really sorry for Randy Orton. He just came back from a back injury, and he just seems to be one of those guys that is plagued by injury. It almost seems like he's made of glass because he's always injured. And I don't know if he just doesn't know how to take certain bumps in certain situations properly, or if it's the fact that he's just really sensitive, and maybe even though he loves the sport because of his family lineage, maybe he's in the wrong sport because he's just always seeming to get injured. But obviously concussions are never, ever anything to take lightly. We know guys like Nigel McGuinness have had their career cut way too short because of concussions, and that's why chair shots are outlawed, and any move to the head, particularly the pile driver, with the exception of Undertaker and Kane, because they really know what they're doing with the tombstone version of the move. That's why all that's outlawed now for guys' safety, and it should be. Chris Nowinski has done all that research since having his career cut short and leaving WWE. He's used his Harvard Law degree and done all that research on concussions for a reason. They're not to be taken lightly at all. So, I wish Randy Orton a speedy recovery, but not too speedy. And I hope that he can figure out what it is about his situation as a wrestler that causes him to constantly be out due to injury. You guys and gals, of course, let me know what you think in either comment section down below. As I said, if you want to tune in to the radio show and you don't know all the details, make sure you watch the credits. All the details, as always, are on my Facebook in the info section as well, so you can make sure you tune in. Remember, there's no such thing as being too big of a geek. And this is reality according to the Razman. And Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.